Are we live? Yay, we're live at exactly 8:29. I'm so proud of myself. So let's see who's going to join us.
Sorry.
Are you ready for this, Chad? This is going to be really weird because we are... Oh, wait. It's not as delayed as it was earlier.
Not too bad.
Oh.
It is. No, yeah, it is.
Oh.
See.
Maybe I'm just talking a lot.
Yeah.
Hi! Oh, it's really delayed.
Yeah.
I hope
hey,
that
guys.
doesn't screw me up. I'm glad you were able to make it, too. I need to pull this up a little bit. We're going to give a little bit, like a few minutes for other people to join in before I start talking my head off. I'm just like looking at your comments right now. Okinawa. Wow. Hi. Hi from Canada. Hi, Angie. This is so exciting. My brother just texted me and said he's going to be watching too. If you're watching, say hi, Chris.
Love you, Chris.
Okay. We will talk about that.
Chris is my brother-in-law. Cool guy.
Hi from Virginia. Dallas. This is so exciting. I guess it's what, 8:30, 6:30, 7:30, 9:30 some places. Hi from Maryland, Oklahoma, Canada, Wisconsin. I have a good friend in Menominee Falls. Minneapolis. I'm going to Minneapolis. No. Yes, I am. I'm going to Minneapolis in May for a beauty counter conference. Hi, Beverly. Hi, Vicki. It's 11:30 a.m.
Mandy?
Is it Mand or Mandy Robinson in Missouri? Let me know. Tampa Bay. Yes, Amber. Hello. Canada. This is exciting. So we're going to give it like a couple more minutes. I just like seeing where everybody's from. That's what I've heard. I've been looking into it, Tara, and it looks like a really cool place to visit. I'm only going for 3 days, but I'm probably going to want to go back. Oh, it's pronounced like mine. Awesome. Mandy.
As you can see, she does all the talking. I never get a word in edgewise.
Yeah. That'll change, I promise. That's exciting. I wish there was a way, Chad, for us to get, like, does the other window show us more live?
Yeah. Yeah, let me try something, guys.
I don't think it'll mess it up on their end.
I don't, yeah, I hear. Watch this. Let's do this.
Perfect. Oh, yay. Okay, now I can see myself not on the delay.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you just come on? Yes.
Yes.
We just came on, Gloria. We aren't going to start for a few minutes because we're going to wait for other people to get on. There we go.
Maybe, yeah.
There are a lot of Mandys. Oh, hey, another Mandy. That's a good name. But none of them are spelled the same, if you've noticed. M-A-N-D-Y, M-A-N-D-E, which I've never seen before. I like that. And M-A-N-D-I-E. See that?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Antoinetta. I'm drinking my coffee. I'm probably going to be eating a Quest bar at some point, so. Keep waiting for my brother to come in and say hi. Washington State. My dad used to live in Washington State. No, he didn't. He lived in Washington, D.C. What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of Washington Redskins.
It's weird.
Why?
I'm trying to, I don't know which one to look at.
Oh, I know. I'm like flipping my hair. Y'all know how I do that all the time. And I'm flipping it the wrong way because the viewfinder that I see myself in, I'm backwards. Coffee is my favorite fruit group. You know what, Vicki? It really is. I drink at least what? Denise, hello. I am. How many coffee cups do I drink today? A lot. Three, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Cookie dough Quest bars are the best. You know, chocolate chip cookie dough used to be my favorite, and then one of y'all suggested blueberry muffin. Are you mad I'm talking about Quest bars?
No, I was going to say something and I can't get a word in.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. Quest bars do not bother my stomach. You can ask Chad. I'll let you speak. I have a stomach of steel.
Yeah.
Nothing bothers my stomach.
No. She, well, I won't go into it.
I have a stomach of steel.
Yeah, it comes out at night. Yes.
Amber O'Neill, I love the Glow Skin Beauty products because of you. I am so glad. I am loving the glow. I had the powder on right now. How is the new puppy?
Wait, Libby.
What? Libby
Digo,
Digio?
Digio.
I think it's DGO maybe.
DGO.
Sharon's asking, how is the new
Oh,
puppy?
he's awesome.
He is awesome. He's downstairs sleeping.
Yeah.
Quick puppy update. Okay, so I don't know how much he weighs, but I'm gathering like 75 pounds now, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Still all puppy, but he's a good dog. He's a really good dog.
All right, maybe we start in about 1 more minute.
Yeah, we'll give one more minute and then we'll start. So what I'm basically going to do once we start is I'm just going to start from the very beginning and tell you when I lost my weight, how I lost my weight, how big I was, and then we'll kind of get into where I was when I met Chad. Yeah, he will be a horse, that's for sure. And then how he helped me, and then we can start getting into, I know.
It's short for Diggy, Digiovanni. I can't say that.
Digiovanni? Digiovanni?
Oh,
Is that right?
You have to say Digiovanni.
Sorry. Patiently waiting for your video. Okay, good.
Ready?
Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So, just a really quick background of me. How old was I? When I lost the weight, I was in 8th grade, but I was steadily getting big up until that. Yeah, pretty much from like 1st grade. Because I remember I was pretty normal in kindergarten. I mean, normal compared. What's the matter?
Your pictures, do you have them?
Oh, they're downstairs. You can go grab them.
I'll be right back.
My mom brought. I think they're on the kitchen counter.
You got to see these.
My mom brought some before pictures per se. So I'll show y'all that. But progressively, probably after 1st grade, I got heavier and heavier in comparison to my friends. And then probably middle school is when I really started getting like super heavy, and when I started really noticing it, because all of my friends, which most of my good friends that I had in middle school, I still have to this day. But they were all cheerleaders. They were all tiny. They all shopped at Limited 2. I don't know if y'all remember Limited 2, but I could not shop at Limited 2 because they did not carry my size. And so that's when it started hitting me. It was when our parents would drop us off at the mall and I couldn't buy clothes at the same place they could. Yeah, that's when I started realizing, okay, this is an issue. But I am not the one who brought it up to my mom or to anybody. We actually went to the doctor, and I will remember this day until I die. He looked at my mom and he said, "This is not baby weight. She will be obese by the time she graduates high school if she does not do something about this now." And so I was, 8th grade. And I was like, well, what am I supposed to do about it? Granted, this was like 93 probably. Back then, diet and exercise isn't what it is now. And so we went to, the doctor said, you should go to Weight Watchers, because at that point, again, that was pretty much all there was. So my mom, being the good, yes, Limited 2, I remember those days too. I remember being so sad that I couldn't shop there. So my mom, being the good mom that she is, went and did it with me. So that's what I started out doing, and that's how I initially lost the weight. So when I went in, I was 175 to 178 pounds. I was wearing a size 16 women's in 8th grade. And it took a year and a half for me to lose the weight. Now, people ask me all the time once they found that out, do I recommend Weight Watchers now? I don't know what Weight Watchers is like now, but I don't necessarily recommend it the way I did it, because they transferred into the point system probably 6 months after I started it, and I could have eaten anything. I could have eaten a Snickers bar if I wanted to use my points in that, and that's not the real true way to like be healthy and lose weight. Yes, I lost weight. I was not exercising at this point, but I became very diligent about it, and I think it's because I had hi from Fargo, North Dakota. How tall, Vicky? I was probably at that point 5'3", maybe, because I'm 5'6" now, and I think I was in high school before I finally stopped growing. But where I don't remember. You're gonna have to keep me on track, because I want to look at the comments. Where was I? I didn't lose it by exercise. Okay, no, being diligent. I was so aware, because my friends were all so skinny and cheerleaders. I was very aware of staying skinny or staying healthier and maintaining my weight loss. So So I became very, very diligent. Chad would call it OCD. And I don't use that term lightly. I don't want anybody to get offended with that. But I have the willpower. What do I have the willpower of?
We were at a life group Sunday night. Everybody's eating the typical.
It was a cookout, and
when you think she'll budge, she never budges. She pulls out a Quest bar, and everybody else is having just grilled hamburgers,
like grilled hot dogs and hamburgers and potato salad and baked beans and here's the thing, like everybody makes fun of me now, and they don't make fun of me because they kind of are used to how I am, but they're like, how do you do that? And it doesn't affect me. I don't want that. It doesn't, like, everybody's like, how can you not eat it? I don't want it because I know what it will do to me, and I know how I will feel, and it's not worth it to me. So I think that's how my willpower came into it. But the will of a Doberman, I have a very, very strong will.
Yeah. Your pictures?
Oh, yes, my pictures, sorry.
Yeah,
I think I'm subconsciously trying not to show y'all
I've got to keep her on track, guys. Okay.
So this was...
You meant to put it up here.
Oh, thank you, Kara. I guess Kara's watching. She loves my hair. I love you. Okay, so this was 2nd grade. Y'all know I love you if I'm gonna show y'all my pictures. Do you see this? 2nd grade. Chunky Monkey Mandy with my blonde hair. I was very, very, very blonde up until like college. So that was 2nd grade. This was... I think this was 5th. Y'all, this was the 80s and 90s, so cut me some slack. That was 5th grade. Yes. Beautiful with my crimped hair. I either crimped that or that was the end result of my 2nd perm because my hair will not hold curl. Well, thank you, Julie. That was still beautiful. I know it doesn't look like me. Can you believe it? This is me after Christmas. I don't remember when that was, but Lord have mercy. I had like a bowl cut too.
Yep.
This is my brownies. So this is like, oh goodness, I was still in my old house here. So I was probably 6 here. But you can see this is when it started. Yeah. My brownie sash. The plaid flannels giving you all the memory. I lived in plaid flannels because they were big. Like I could remember I wore my brother's plaid flannels and he's 5 years older than me. That's how big I was. I can't even show him that picture.
Yes. Wait.
Okay.
Well,
No.
You got Okay.
All right. No. All right.
They'll probably guess it now.
No, they won't. Okay. I am with the flipping unicorn shirt. Is that a unicorn? And the Umbros. Did anybody else wear Umbros? I lived in Umbros. Okay. Can you see? Oh, see, I'm backwards. Look at this pink shirt.
Yeah.
There you go.
Can you see that?
Yeah, they can see it, I think. Okay, that was 7th grade. And with my Timberlands and my Umbros. Yeah. Love my Umbros.
Yep.
Okay, I couldn't find any in 8th grade. Yeah, so those are the bulk of them, so you can see where I'm coming from. So anyways, I lost it through Weight Watchers. I gained it back. I didn't gain all of it. I lost 50 pounds total. When I was going to college... My senior year in high school, the 90s, Umbros. Yes. Oh my goodness. I loved Umbros. When I was a senior, I was sad about leaving. I was going to college out of state. I had a boyfriend here. I was sad about leaving. So I apparently completely willpower went out the window and I started nursing my sadness with the ultimate deep fried combo platter from Captain D's. And 0 bars. 0 bars are my weakness. I love 0 bars. I would go through the drive-thru at Captain D's, and then I would go to the gas station and get a 0 bar, like, every other day. So I gained a lot of it back. And then I went to college, and I started losing it the 2nd semester of freshman year. Went back. Once after that, I lost it, and I've stayed that same weight up until now. When I met Chad, I'm going to let him talk now. Come on, sit up.
Yep. What do I say?
Well, I'm just telling him the story. When I met Chad, he told me in a loving way.
Oh, yeah.
That I was skinny fat.
She was skinny fat.
I knew he was going to say that. I was skinny fat. So tell them what that means.
All right. So, and I want you guys to start asking questions. Anything you want to ask, and you're going to be probably behind us a few, maybe a half minute
Yeah, we're
or so.
looking, but.
So, yeah. So here's Mandy's. Here was her problem, and I see this all the time, especially when I have my fitness center. And just to give you a quick breakdown of my history. When I was 13 years old, I was like the second smallest guy in my class. I was always the last guy to get picked to play ball, kickball, football, basketball, whatever it was. You know, I mean, I was just a little bone rail skinny kid. And there was a girl in middle school, seriously in middle school, who I was hidden behind some bushes, and I had my best friend Marty. Kind of ask her if she would go out with me, and back then it was going to a movie with your parents driving. And all I heard her say was, "No, gross. He's so skinny. Yuck." So I went home that night. I knew nothing about working out at all. I had an old carpet roll. Didn't have a bench. We didn't have a ton of money.
Carpet roll. He has a accent, so it may have to help.
Yeah. So it was a roll of carpet. We were working on the house, and I found a bar and some old metal plates, and I got some duct tape and taped them to the bar and started doing anything I could with that bar. And I would work out 3 or 4 hours a night straight at age 13. And I think I was 89 pounds, same height I'm at now. So I didn't really grow anymore because I studied my growth because I worked out too much.
He did stun his growth. He's supposed to be like 6 inches taller, the doctor said.
And so long story short, I went from being one of the smallest kids in my class to really I put on some good muscle, but I never stopped. I mean, I built a bench out of wood later. Every magazine I could get my hands on, I read, and that's what. I guess there's one thing that kind of eats away at me. People are like, I don't know how to do it. I didn't know how to do it either, but I read. Mandy will tell you. I mean, even when I love to film.
He doesn't read I'm a big book reader. He doesn't read books. He reads informational stuff, magazines and.
I just want to know how to when I
articles,
get into it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I gave it my all, and I was fortunate to win. I was the U.S. Teen Bodybuilder of the Year. I think in 1994, I won the.
He was Mr. Tennessee, y'all. I'm married to Mr. Tennessee.
But I was
so humble. He's so humble.
I was blessed in all of that. Just but I didn't have a lot to work with, so I gave it my all. So I'm the opposite of what you see Mandy of her story. I was there again skinny as a rail. So and it took a lot of effort, a lot of work.
Okay, I'm sorry, real quick. Did you stunt your growth from lifting? My 11-year-old son just started.
Yes. Let me explain how that works. Just so you know, my background is in biochemistry. That's my major in college. So when you work out,
don't get too English.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. When you work out as a kid, your testosterone levels as a male will increase somewhere around 300% to maybe 400% each time you work out. And what happens at that point in time when you're young, you have growth plates on the tips of your bones, basically. So in those growth plates, when they're not ossified over, you can keep growing. The bones keep growing taller. But testosterone, high raises in testosterone they'll cause the bones, the ends of your bones, to start ossifying over. And once they ossify over, from that point on, you can't grow anymore. So testosterone levels, I was working out there again 2 times a day, probably 3 hours a day, 6 days a week, 7 days a week.
Yeah, this was back in what, mid-80s.
Yeah, we didn't know how to train. You thought training harder was better, but now I don't train that way. But that being said, I probably got all these spikes in testosterone from working out. That's what caused my height issue to where pretty much stunted my growth.
Because I think the doctor said he was supposed to be 6 foot, I believe.
Yeah.
And he's like 5'7". So.
Yeah, and it just so. But that I'm when I work with kids, when I have my fitness center, one thing we did was a lot of body weight stuff. I was really hesitant to do a lot of heavy weights like I did as a kid, just for the fact I didn't want those kids to have that. I know they want it, they want that size, but at the same time, you just got to be very careful as a boy, and they're they can still train with weights, but I'm very limited to the type of weights that they're going to be
So
doing.
somebody asked, asked if we can talk about how to put healthy weight on, which I
by
think
before and after pictures.
Yeah, no. If we have time at the end, we'll definitely do that. Gloria is asking if we can see before pictures of Chad. I don't have any, but rest assured, I'll find some at some point and put them up somewhere. I'm trying to find pictures. He probably won't let me show you, but of his last competition, because it's just my favorite picture. I'm proud of him. I'm a proud wife. Okay, my son lifted from 14 on, and his dad and I are really tall, but he stopped at 5'9". Yeah, that's probably what it was.
Yeah. That's like me. I'm kind of the shortest one in my family because I train so hard. So what is skinny fat? All right, I'm glad you asked us that. Let's get now. Let's
on track.
You know about us now. So let's get on track. All right. Okay. So skinny fat, what that is, I see a lot of women out there. I trained a ton of women who, let's say, they were size 2, size 3, size 4, size 0. But yet, when we would do their body fat measurements with their calipers, they would be somewhere between 28 to 35% body fat. And you'd be thinking, well, how's that? Because what's happening is they were not doing any weight training, and yeah, they were small, but there was no muscle tone there. And what you have to realize is muscle, that is your metabolic agent. I mean, you got to have it. So a pound of muscle, for instance, burns about 36 calories 36 calories per day for each pound of muscle you have. A pound of fat burns, believe it or not, fat does burn calories. It burns about 6 calories a day.
So that's what, 30? That's 30 calories less. So basically, I had no muscle. I was mostly fat.
Yeah.
And even though I was wearing like a size 2, it was nothing but like jiggly stuff.
Right. So here's one thing, because I'm going to try to tie all this together. Weight training is vitally important. If you ask me which one would I tell a female to do, weight training or cardio, I would say weight training every single time, because you got to have that muscle to burn the fat. And when I trained a client back in the day, the way I would try to do it is for every 6 pounds of fat they lost, I wanted to see that client gain 1 pound of muscle. And you may say, well, why is that? Remember, I said a pound of fat burns 6 calories. People don't realize that. I have people that would come and they might lose, let's say they lost 100 pounds of fat. Well, their metabolism now is 600 calories less efficient than what it was before they started training. But what I would try to do, since I know 1 pound of muscle burns about 36 calories, if you lose 6 pounds of fat, which is 36 less calories per day you're burning, you want to offset that with a 1 pound gain of muscle.
So you're still burning the same amount of calories, but you are looking smaller because you are smaller.
Yeah, because,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, because
Hi, Valley Girl.
1 pound of muscle is 5 times smaller than a pound of fat. So you got to realize that. I mean, here's a pound of fat here, here's a pound of muscle. So you can't always go by the weight on the scale either. So that was my goal, because I didn't want to have a male or female come to me, and I didn't want them to drop 100 pounds and actually sabotage their metabolism because they didn't gain any muscle. They just lost all fat and some water, because what happens at that point is once you have that extra muffin or something like that, your metabolism is so slow now, it's going to basically just suck it all in, and they're next thing you know, you're back to where you were. So, and that was the problem with Weight Watchers for a long time, and others. I don't want to put on Weight Watchers, but a lot of people, let's say, would come in at 200 pounds. They get down to 150 pounds, they're happy. But what happened is they lost 40 pounds of fat, but they also lost 10 pounds of muscle. So
and that's where I was, because I wasn't working out. I worked out in college to lose like my freshman 15 or that stuff that I put on my senior year. And I started doing Tybo. Sorry, I saw they said you look like Hugh Jackman. So I started doing Tybo, and that's what I did in college. And then I would get up at like 4:45 in the morning when I was living by myself in an apartment, working 8 to 5 to get Tybo in before I took a shower, ate breakfast, and went to work. But I was only doing cardio, was not doing weights. So when I met him, I was at that point where I was like, yeah, I was 120 to 25 pounds, but I had absolutely no muscle on me, and my tone was like non-existent.
Yeah.
Okay, I love the accent. Thank you. Okay, I want to get to these really quick. Melissa says, do you think a woman that is 49 can change their body composition even though I've been sedentary for years?
Yes. Let me, because I want to say this. The lady who...
He gets really, really passionate about this, y'all.
The lady who introduced Mandy and
Yes.
I trained Drew for how long?
3 years.
3 years, okay. Drew was about 45, 46 maybe, maybe older when I started training with her. Drew lost 134 pounds with me when I trained Drew. And I had Drew at 51, 52, 3 years old. Drew was putting 35-pound dumbbells in each hand over her head. I mean, I know guys that can't do that, and people are like, "How is she dropping all that weight?" Because we did cardio, but we also did a lot of weight training. Because for a female to get the women you see in the magazines that are big and bulky, they're all taking steroids or something. I mean, that's what they are. I mean, it's
to get to that level.
Yeah. I mean,
yes.
So don't be afraid you're going to get big and bulky. That's impossible.
No.
I can just tell you. And I don't say every woman, but because there are some that are predisposed to gaining muscle. But what I'm trying to say is you can't neglect the weight training. And when I say weight training, don't go in there and grab a couple of 10-pound dumbbells and, let's say you could do 50 reps with it.
I still see people at the gym that have been training there for 5 years who still are doing that, and it's one of my biggest pet peeves. I'm gonna try to kind of tie in nutrition, because I know a lot of y'all ask about that, and quite honestly, 80% of it is nutrition. And kind of where I was in my nutrition when I met Chad, being on Weight Watchers, if you've ever been on Weight Watchers, you know that point systems, like vegetables, there are no points. So I was all about quantity, not quality. Like, that was my thing. The more I could eat, the better. I didn't care if it tasted good. I just wanted lots of it. And so I would eat, literally, y'all, a bag of steamed broccoli and salsa for lunch.
Yes, she would.
That was my lunch every day when I met him.
Okay, so...
That's not a good idea, by the way. That's why I
no. I had someone who asked about eating no carbs at night. Okay, I'm going to try to get to all this carb stuff. All right, carbs. Your body has to have carbs. Your central nervous system needs carbohydrates. So, when I worked with clients, I was a big fan of a nutrient timing. And you may say, "What's nutrient timing?" So, the way I can explain it is, you want those carbohydrates around the times you're going to be most active. So for me, or after you've been sedentary for a while. So for me, I usually worked out in the afternoon, sometime around 4 o'clock. So I got my carbohydrates. So in the morning, I would get my protein, and I'm going to try to give you more information than this. I get my protein, which is, let's say, your egg whites. It could be grilled chicken. It could be your whey protein, whatever it might be. And I would get my carbohydrates. My carbohydrates, for the most part, were going to be oatmeal. They're going to be sweet potatoes, brown rice, even whole wheat bread. But usually in the morning it was oatmeal. But I would the way I structure my plans is you would get your protein source, you would get your carbohydrate source, and if you had carbohydrates, you would keep your fat down low. So your fat for a female might be somewhere between 4 to 6 grams of fat.
I'm going to do an Instagram story. Sorry.
Yeah. And if you're a male, your fat may be somewhere between 10 and 12 grams of fat. Now, for carbohydrates, that's your oatmeal or fruit. There's so much in my brain I want to talk about. If it's oats for a female, here's kind of the rule of thumb. If just to keep it simple, I would probably tell a female, let's try to keep your protein around 25 grams of protein per meal.
Bye, Mandy.
Or snack. So the way I'm a big fan of eating every 3 hours. I know there's all this stuff about fasted. What do you call it? They call it now fasted something or another. But to me, that's A, I'm not a big fan of it. But B, I don't think I want to eat food. I don't want to sit here and go 6 hours and fast it and be hungry and then say I'm going to eat something. But the thing is I try to structure my meal to where throughout the day, the simplest thing I can tell you, I would take my body weight. Whatever your body weight is, mainly your lean body weight, I would divide that by 6. So let's say I'm 150 pounds. All right.
We got lots of questions. So
okay. I would divide that by 6. Let's say 180. It's simple. If I divide 180 by 6, for me, that's about what I weighed. That's 30 grams of protein per meal 6 times a day. Every snack, every meal, whatever it was.
It's not a snack. Everybody says it's. I say, like, I don't eat 3 meals and 3 snacks. I ate 6 meals a day. Woo wee. Yeah, I'll be redoing that.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna get to some of these real quick.
Yeah.
Sorry, he can. I'm gonna have to. I'm not being mean to him when I interrupt him, but he could talk all night about this. We do not have a channel for our fitness stuff.
I probably should.
Thank you for saying they're interesting. Let's see. Hey guys, keep it the go. Good night, Antoinetta. Thank you for joining us.
Intermittent fasting.
Intermittent fasting.
Okay, I'm not a big fan of that. I'm just telling you. I can tell you, a sumo wrestler, the way sumo wrestlers used to gain their weight is they would try not to eat all day long, and at night they would eat a ton. All right. Look at most construction workers. Okay, sorry. Look at most construction workers. I get so passionate about this. I know construction workers, in the morning they get a cup of coffee and they're out the door and they're doing construction all day long. They don't eat much food until night. What do? They get home, they eat a bunch, all right? But they prime their body to actually store a lot of food too, because when we could get into pH levels. When you've gone without eating for a long time, your pH levels tend to become more acidic, and as it become more acidic, acid a lot of times is a signal of starvation. And if you go to look at some third world countries, you see the extended bellies, and a lot of that's because of high acid levels, which can trigger the body to think, high acid, I haven't gone without food for a while, I need to slow everything down in my body so that the next time I get something, I can store some of that. Now I'm going to say this, there are people that can lose on intermittent, but a lot of that is muscle tissue. There are some that are just, like, I'm very gifted. When I say gifted, I'm very blessed.
He can eat a large pizza, y'all. You're going to hate him.
Yeah.
Honestly. It takes that. If I didn't love him, I would. He can eat a large pizza, get up the next day, weigh, and have lost weight. His metabolism, I have never, in the 11, 12 years that I've known him, he's never not had a six-pack. It's so freaking annoying. I can't tell you enough.
Well, and that's when there's a guy who's big into this intermittent fasting. I'm like, well, he's already got good genes. And you got to be careful, because there's a lot of people that claim to do a lot of stuff, but they're still enhanced on a little bit of something. So
okay, so some people are saying they're sumo eaters here. I'm going to tell you what I eat in a day, because I know a lot of people have asked about that. What do you think of the keto diet? I know, so we should talk about that after. No intermediate fasting for me.
Well, and just the big thing in me, intermediate, is if it can be a lifestyle, you don't need to do it. Who wants to go 6 or 10 hours without eating? That's my thing. I love to eat food.
So angry.
I have trained I have trained thousands of clients. My average female would lose about 24 inches in 12 weeks pretty easily. But the thing is, and I've trained a lot of the biggest contestants on the Biggest Loser back in the day. I've had them lose more weight with me in 2 weeks than they ever lost within 6 to 8 weeks on the show.
Because of how they were doing
because they weren't
show.
doing it right. So I'm just trying to say is, if it can't be a lifestyle,
Maybe doesn't care. Show the six pack. I'm gonna show y'all a picture in a minute.
If it can't be a lifestyle, then whatever you do, make it a lifestyle change. Is intermittent?
That's the thing. It can't be a diet.
No.
I can't.
Yeah, it's not.
I cannot stress enough. I have eaten 6 times a day for 12 years, and this is what I eat. Real quick. Let's see. Such a witch most of the day. Yes. Oh my goodness. Okay, so everybody says, "Oh, I don't have time for breakfast." This is my whole mantra, my whole outlook on losing weight in general, and I can say this because I've lost it. Now, someone saying this to me who had not lost weight before, I'd be like, whatever. You don't have issues with it. You don't struggle with maintaining it. Whatever. Okay, I have been there. I struggle with it every day, and I will until the day I die, so I'm allowed to say this. There are absolutely no excuses. None. If you have to get up 15 minutes earlier, get up 15 minutes earlier. If you have to take 30 minutes of your lunch break and not read your book and go on a walk or do some exercise or make all your food on Sunday, do that. There's no room for excuses. Absolutely none. If you've exhausted every avenue possible to lose weight, then you can say, okay, what?
Okay, I got to explain the keto thing.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
This is our life. Go ahead.
Keto. Okay.
I
know. Sorry. I saw this. I used to do keto for 17 years when I competed. I did keto. I can tell you, when I switched over to putting carbs in my plan, if you do it the right way, I promise you, people claimed I was on all kinds of roids up, that last show. I have seen too many women, because I did keto for years, for 17 years. If I knew now what I knew then, I can't imagine the results I would have gotten, because I'm not saying keto doesn't work, but at the same time, Keto can be really, really tough on your system because it's going to really jack those acidity levels real high.
Well, it messes with your liver, too.
Yeah, it can also mess with your liver, but at the same time, if you can do what I'm a big fan of nutrient timing. I mentioned that before, to where here's how it works in a nutshell. I get my protein every single meal. If I have a meal where I'm going to be if it's higher carbs, it's lower fat. I have some meals where I'm not going to be doing a lot. If I'm at the office sitting around, it's going to be higher fat, lower carbs. So maybe it's a chicken breast, and if it's higher fat, it might be a salad. And because there's, I don't count the fiber in the salad, as it may say like 5 carbs, but so for me, so for a low carb meal, it might be a grilled chicken breast with a salad. I'll put on maybe a tablespoon and a half of olive oil. For me, that's the amount of fat I need, which is about 21 grams of fat for a high fat meal. For Mandy, it might be 1 tablespoon of olive oil or a half of an avocado with grilled chicken, or coconut oil, maybe 1 tablespoon with a salad. That's going to be her high fat, low carb meal. Before she goes to go and work out, it might be she loves almonds, so it might be.
It's my favorite food in the world is eggs.
Yeah, so it might be an omelet with a half a cup of oats with some blueberries in there, and I gotta kind of.
Oh my goodness!
I get so excited here. I'm trying to give you guys so much information.
What was it you were saying at the beginning? I couldn't get a word in edgewise.
Okay, so
I'm gonna tell y'all what I eat eventually.
Yes, because because fruit. All right, I'm a big fan of fruit, but I'm not because I am. Okay. Fruit is about half fructose, half glucose. All right. Milk is about half lactose, it's not half, but basically you have the lactose and the fructose. Fruit being fructose base, milk being lactose. When your body has to break down sugar, I like having carbohydrates that it can really get right there and break it down. But lactose and fructose has to travel to the liver to be broken down before it can be turned into glucose. And what happens is, if it can't be broken down fast enough, and if you eat a big bowl of fruit, well, that fructose, a lot of times, it will pull up there in the liver, and the body can take that excess sugar that hasn't been broken down, and believe it or not, yes, it can store that as fat. So, there are times where, like, you got to be careful about how much fruit you eat, because I see this all the time. They'll eat a ton of fruit. I'll go to a restaurant when I'm traveling for work, and I'll see someone who's got this massive bowl of fruit, and they're on a diet. I'm like, you're on a diet? You've got like 80 grams of carbohydrates there, and there's no protein. It's all sugar. Fruit, sugar, no matter what it is, sugar. So don't get, fruit is healthy.
I love Chad too, Beverly. I really do.
Fruit is healthy, but too much of any good healthy thing is still too much and can make you gain weight. So guys, please check out the chat for just a moment. Please click out.
Oh, you're so sweet, Melissa. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Hold on now. She said no more fruit now, too.
No. Fruit's good.
If you will let me talk, I'll tell you.
Okay, yeah, fruit is good, but explain how we have fruit.
Okay. All right. I am, like I said, a big fan of eggs, and I'm going to kind of tell you real quick how I do a yearly schedule about my calories. Now, what your calories are is going to be completely up to how tall you are, how much you weigh, what your activity level is. So don't take this as gospel, because I'm just telling you what I do. She's been laughing the whole time. You should live with us, girl. You should live with us. So about probably 6 months out of the year, I'm at about 1,900 to 2,000 calories a day, which is what I'm at now, which puts me up to about 135 pounds. And when towards the spring and late spring, early summer, I will start gradually decreasing my calories to about I'll go to like 1,800 for a week, and then I'll go to 1,700, and then I'll eventually get down to about 1,500. I don't really go below 1,500 because just for me it doesn't work. It's more harm than good. But that way I can shed those 5 pounds for like bathing suit season. So I'm always between 130 and 135. At least that's my goal. If I start getting below that, I kind of don't want to be, because I feel like I'm my healthiest at 130. If I'm above that, I quickly make sure I get back to 135. So basically I'm in the 1,900 around right now. I love eggs. I love oats. I will eat my omelet in the morning. I'll put roasted carrots in it, spinach in it. And I'll have oats with blueberries.
And her omelet she does, case you wonder, how many egg whites do you do?
Okay, 6 egg whites. And I'll tell you, because I'm actually glad you said that, because it reminded me. People that say, I don't understand why I'm not losing weight, I can promise you, you're not eating enough.
Yep.
You're not eating enough.
Yeah.
And I know that's like, what? And this was a struggle for me, was it not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it still is for me to eat what I eat,
yes.
because I'm like, how is that possible?
Yeah.
But I promise you, once you start eating enough of the good stuff, that's when the weight will start shedding
And
off.
the more you weigh, you're going to think I'm crazy, the more you need. All right. So if I was working with a female, most likely I would probably take. It's been a while. Can I see your calculator? You start talking. I'm going to tell them.
Okay. So Gloria, I'm going to talk about my workouts in just a minute. So basically, I love Quest bars. So these are Quest bars, and I'm sure somebody's going to ask, do y'all eat organic? No, girl. I like makeup, and I'm not giving all my money to organic foods. I'm sorry. Like I can't. Like, we both have very expensive hobbies, and I just can't, do that. Like, all of our money would go to organic food. I understand some of it needs to be organic. I get that. And when I can, I try to buy my meat organic, but other stuff I'm not as a stickler for it. But anyways, I do love Quest bars. I eat these suckers. Yes, eat more, Joanna. I'm gonna talk about that. I eat these like twice a day, so I still have, it's 9:10 here. I will still eat another meal. I'll still eat this before I go to bed. So I do not follow the don't eat past 6 o'clock rule. I don't follow that. I do eat like a lot of chicken. I eat more eggs. I'll eat a smoothie after my workout with like, Quest bars do hurt some people.
Yeah. Eat more.
Yes. Okay. Hold on. Let me get through my day. Sorry. After a workout, I'll have like a smoothie with whey protein, and I'll put like an avocado and a banana because I want more of those fruits and high glycemic stuff after a workout. That's the only time of the day I eat it.
Yeah. She doesn't have a lot of avocado.
No, like a quarter of an avocado.
Yeah, because half of an avocado is 15 grams of fat.
Yeah.
There again, it's healthy. Now for me, I don't do a lot of fat after a workout. I kind of keep my fat low, keep my carbs high after a workout. But no.
So, I have a quarter because I do best off of higher fat. That's how my body responds the best. And then, just try to do good dinners. Somebody asked about kids. I'm going to be completely honest with you. We have 2 children. We have a 9-year-old and a 5-year-old. Our 9-year-old eats 3 things, like literally every day. She eats the same 3 things. We have gone to specialists. Like this child, you can't stuff it down her throat. And so we try, and she's like this big around. She's like a beanpole. The other one will eat anything you put in front of her, and her favorite food is Kalamata olives. So kids are different. What do you think of Avocare? We'll get to that. I don't think scale weight matters at all because muscle weighs more than fat. And when I was, it weighs the same as fat, but it takes up less space, I think is what you mean. Yes, 5, 6, and a 4. So I'm a size 4, and I weigh between 130 to 135. Yes, I get that all the time, Sarah. People are like, you weigh 135 pounds? I'm like, yes, I do.
Some of this stuff I don't even pay attention to much.
Like all these trendy, and this is what I think they are, like Avocare and Whole30 and intermittent fasting and stuff. I personally believe in good, whole, clean eating as a lifestyle.
Yeah. And
I don't buy into
I'm going to try to give you
stuff.
guys, if I can, I'm going to try to give you, if I was working with a female, how I might structure it, okay? Now, I don't know how your lifestyle is, but let's say in the morning, I might say, okay, I might tell her to try to get old-fashioned oats. I would say do 1/2 cup of old-fashioned oats. Now, that's pre-cooked. That's primarily your carb source. It's a low glycemic carbohydrate source. I could go in for an hour talking about the glycemic.
No, we're not going to do glycemic. We're not doing that.
So, but it's a low glycemic carbohydrate. Okay. So I might say
I'm 5'6", Valley Girl.
All right. So I would do that. I would say now I want you to have 6 egg whites. There's about 3 grams of protein per egg white. So that's going to be about 18 grams of protein plus another 5 grams of protein in your eggs, which is going to get you to 23 grams of protein. Which a lot of my females, I try to get them to around 23 to 25 to 28 grams of protein per meal, somewhere in that area. So in the mornings, it might be 6 egg whites. You can top it with salsa, salt and pepper. I put mustard on mine. But I make an omelet
It's so
out of that.
gross. I'm sorry.
It's
He slathers
good.
mustard
No,
on his eggs
no,
and
it's
makes me
good. It's
want to throw
good.
up.
Well, it's good. It's good.
I love mustard, but not on eggs. Ugh.
All right. So we're going to try to get back on track, Mandy.
Sorry, I can't.
So in the morning, I would tell a client, have your oatmeal. Let's say a half a cup of oats, 6 egg whites. And if you want to throw in some blueberries in it, I might say, okay, let's drop it down to a third of a cup of oatmeal. Now this is pre-cooked. Third of a cup of oatmeal.
And not the packaged sugary stuff.
Is about 18 grams of carbs for a third of a cup, and about 22 to 25
I've done
grams.
that too, Sandy. Add protein powder to my oats. I'm trying to keep up with it.
I know. So I know. So you got your egg whites and you have your oatmeal. Now, don't be afraid to use Splenda, Truvia. We use Truvia.
Truvia is better. Stevia is better.
Don't do everything all natural where it's just bland. I mean, I don't do that either. So here's every morning I do 3/4 cups of oats. Now this is for me as a guy. And I put 3 packs of Truvia in that, and I got 2 packs of Truvia in my coffee. So I have 5 packs of Truvia in the morning, and it may not be healthy, but that's what I do. So, so in the morning you got your egg whites, you got your oatmeal, and now I might say I'm trying to do the calories on that in my head. It's hard for me to
I
think.
agree, Haley, because we can't be on here till 12.
Okay.
She said we might have to make a part 2.
Yeah. So next meal, okay. So that's breakfast. Now I probably would say throw in a teaspoon of coconut oil in with the oats there to kind of mix it up with that. Then my next meal, I would probably say, let's do a protein. Let's keep it simple. Let's do a protein shake. You probably don't need as many carbohydrates, so maybe do a protein shake. Maybe throw in some coconut oil in there, even some canola oil, believe it or not, it's not bad, with protein. And I'd probably do almond milk or coconut milk. That's meal 2. Meal 3 would be a grilled chicken breast, probably 3 to 4 ounces, with let's say some brown rice, maybe 3/4 of a cup. Something like that, and some green beans. All right, that's meal 3. Meal 4, it might be a Quest bar. It might be another protein shake. I'm trying to keep it simple. Meal 5, if it's with a family.
Pamela, tell those kids to go to bed. She said the kids are interfering in her time with Mandy.
Meal 5, it depends on if you're working out at night, and all this. There again, this could all change if depending on when someone's working out or if they're working out or not. But meal 5 might be a salad with a grilled chicken breast on it. Maybe I used to make a dressing. It was like a tablespoon of apple cider.
This is good. Apple cider vinegar, mustard, and stevia.
Yeah.
It sounds gross, but it's really good as a salad dressing.
Mix it together. It's a great salad dressing.
I do also eat like quinoa. I eat a lot of quinoa. Yeah. I eat a lot of lentils, I will mix them up with a ton of vegetables.
Yeah.
I'm a vegetable-aholic. Like there's not a single vegetable I don't like or could not eat in complete excess.
Yeah.
So I will do that a lot too,
yeah.
and have I get a lot of whole proteins from the quinoa and lentils.
Yeah, but you got to have that protein with it. I'm not saying you need like massive amounts of protein, but protein.
But it has to support
it challenges the body to break it down, and your body sometimes will burn more calories breaking down that 1 gram of protein than what it gets out of it, because it becomes very, very metabolic. And so I mean, a lot of people they don't have enough protein.
Joanna says she doesn't eat meat. It's hard for her to build muscle. Okay. Do you have any other kind of whole protein?
Yeah.
Like complete protein.
Yeah.
What do you eat for protein?
So if I couldn't eat meat, probably what I would do.
Oh, Pamela still put him to bed. I would. She said it's only 7 here.
I would. There are some certain types of protein powders out there that you can get that I would probably try to go with. Like there's different whey protein powders. There's some pea proteins, and sometimes you got to kind of really experiment with them. I would mix 2 or 3 different types together to kind of get a good flavor, because some of these vegetable protein powders are not that good.
They're not good.
So I mean, there again, I have to enjoy what I'm eating. I'm not going to force someone to eat something that tastes bad. So
and see, that's where we differ, because I don't. I really don't have to enjoy what I'm eating.
Yeah.
I do enjoy what I eat, but I'm trying to think. MCM is a good.
So all you like is fruit and vegetables, okay. So you hate meat and eggs, all right. But you like fruit and vegetables, okay. And fruit's good there again, but just remember, you don't want too much fruit. I used to see people in the morning that have a big smoothie. They're putting tons of fruit in there.
And then yogurt, which is more. Yeah, it's not only dairy, but it's also full of sugar.
Women, look on the back of that label and look at the fruit. Start looking at labels. if you see that you've got more than 35 or 40 grams of carbohydrates in that shake when it's said and done with, then you got to count your milk. You count your. Of course, honestly, you got to be very careful with milk and
just dairy in general.
Dairy and fruit, because that's fructose and lactose. So it can your body can convert a lot of that into fat easily. So, but I would try to keep my carbs around 30 to 40 grams of carbs at most if you're having that morning shake or something. But you got to throw in protein in with it, okay? So
some source. Okay, so
okay, sorry.
I love him to death. We need a Beauty and the Beast ongoing series. Chad's the Beast in the gym. That's hilarious. Green juice at breakfast. I love going to Whole Foods and have them put every single vegetable they have at their juice bar and just shred that stuff up into a juice, and I will drink like 6 ounces a day. I love that stuff.
Yeah, 6 meals a day.
Yes, yogurt does have a ton of sugar in it.
Chad, what is your opinion on the belief that 6 meals keeps your energy focused on digestion all day and not providing energy to other body systems? I am a massive fan of 6 meals a day. Believe it or not,
it makes a huge difference.
Yes,
I'm living proof of that.
Believe it or not, when I try to get crazy lean around 2.5% body fat, when I competed, I ate 10 meals a day.
Can I show them the picture of your competition picture?
Maybe. Well, I would get down to about 2% to 2.5% body fat, eating 10 meals a day. Now, I would simply divide.
This was his last competition that he did. Sorry. Hello.
Okay.
That's 2% body fat. He gets so embarrassed, but I just have to show y'all. Okay. So I'm just saying because he knows what he's talking about.
So green juice at breakfast. Okay, I see. Green juice. Well, if you got green juice, you have to think about your calories at the end of the day.
Yeah, you need more than that.
Yeah, because you need more than that. At the end of the day, because I see this all the time, people come into me, they're eating 500 calories a day. Yeah, you might drop weight for about 6 weeks. Then you're going to totally stop dropping because
you're going to start. Yeah. You're going to start. What's the word I'm looking for? I can't find words lately. Holding on to. Yeah. You're going to start storing fat. Yeah, basically.
Because if you don't eat enough, you have this internal ticker in your head. If you don't eat enough calories, if you don't have enough calories coming in, your body's crazy smart. It's going to say, hey guys, hold up here. All right, we got to put a stop to all this. We got to start getting rid of what's using energy, and we got to start storing energy. So what does it start doing when you don't eat enough? It starts trying to get rid of muscle, because muscle muscle uses energy. Muscle needs energy, and so the body's trying to slow its metabolism down because it's not getting enough food. So it starts losing tons of muscle, and it starts to try to gain fat. All right. So if you don't eat enough, you'll get to the point where you can't hardly drop a single pound. Now, for those of you who have gone a long time without eating enough,
yes, it will go into starvation mode, and it will store fat. Yes. That's exactly what it will do.
The reason I eat 6 meals a day, or like a meal snack, is because I want my intestinal tract moving all day long. Your intestinal tract is super long. It's like over 15 feet long. It's a massive long muscle. Okay, it's a muscle. And anytime there's food in your stomach, it tells the brain to create peristalsis. Peristalsis is where the body's trying to turn the food, and it's trying to push that food through your intestinal tract. And as long as you got food all day long going through that intestinal tract, you're burning a ton of calories. If you eat 6 meals a day versus 2 meals a day, it's equivalent to running on a treadmill for 45 minutes, eating the same amount of calories.
Yes, I have a basketball game tomorrow. Please tell me your name, because that's a really long name. That is, I hope that you just heard what he said, because she says she's been only eating 2 meals a day with a lot of fruit. And I cannot stress to you enough, because I was only eating 3 meals a day when I met Chad. And again, like one of those meals I was on like 1,000 calories. One of those meals consisted of just broccoli. When I started eating 6 times a day, now granted, it took a little bit of time to get used to, but when I started doing that, holy cow, it was like, it just dropped off, and I was able to gain muscle so fast, and it made a world of difference. It's what changed me from skinny fat to just healthy.
Menopause, okay? I got to try to hit on this right here, okay? Now,
I hate hormones.
Now, here's what happens when you get into menopause, okay? Your body, a female body produces estrogen. Once you go into menopause, your body quits producing estrogen. Your body at that point in time is like, I need estrogen. So the only other way your body can get estrogen is by fat stores. So what does the body want to do? It wants to increase fat so it can get more estrogen. All right. So what I usually try to do with somebody who's going through menopause, Yeah, I do pull the carbohydrates back a little bit. I do try to increase their fat as well to where their body's sensing it's getting plenty of fat there. And I'm not. It might be a good thing to look at hormone replacement if that's an
Obviously, this is all stuff you need to consult your.
Yeah.
Okay,
So because I don't want to get
for
too much of it.
hormones, consult your doctor. For nutrition, don't always consult your doctor.
Yeah.
They don't always know what they're talking about.
But I'm not saying when you go through menopause, yes, you can still drop weight. It can be more of a challenge, but you got to be more methodical about how you're doing it. So you definitely don't want to starve the body.
Yes, Libby.
But I usually increase the fats quite a bit higher at menopause, but at the same time, I still want you getting those carbohydrates in because the end result is trying to gain muscle. Now, what I would say, if you're going through menopause or anybody, when you're working out, if you go and work out, the way I train, like Mandy trains, we train 3 to 4 days a week.
Yeah, I need to talk about my exercise.
Okay. And trying to keep your rep range between 10, 12, 15 reps. It might be 20. But what I'm trying to say is you don't want to, it kills me when I see anybody in the gym just over there, just doing this number. They're not doing anything. If you've done 12 to 15 reps and you're not burning like crazy, I mean, you're not training hard enough. I mean, Drew, when she was 50-something, whatever she was, I mean, she was sweating bullets. Anybody I train, I'm telling you, they'll be sweating to death by the time we were done because my whole goal was to get their metabolism rocking and rolling, but at the same time, I wanted to push their body, their maximum each time to where it said, I've got to change. I've got a stimulus here coming at me and I've got to change. But if you're trying to work out, I know some of you may not know how to work out, but when you train, I can just tell you, stick with compound exercises. There's a lot of exercises I see out there. I'm like, come on, give me a break.
I do think that what I'm going to do, even though it's super embarrassing to be filmed in the gym, I think, because I mean, if I'm going to be quite honest, I'm a human and I kind of make fun of, at least the Chad, those people in there that are like, yeah, lift that weight, and put it on their Instagram story. I can't. I'm just not that person. But I think that it would be beneficial, maybe, for y'all to see what I do in the gym. I think I've said that before. Because it is so overwhelming. If you are not used to working out, of what to do, when to do it, and to touch really quick, compound exercises, we'll do that in just a second. Be that person. I will take one for the team for y'all, Joanna. Yes, I love eating protein from fish. I love salmon. I love tilapia.
Yeah, fish is incredible, especially for females or something.
Yes. Okay, I eat small meals, Jen, but I'm pretty sure that's not enough calories. I'm not allowed to do cardio. Even if you're not allowed to do cardio, does not mean you need to be eating very small amounts.
Yes.
80% of it is in the kitchen, I promise you. Mm-hmm. Should she cut out dairy all the way?
No. I mean,
it depends on the person. I don't respond well to dairy. Yeah. I just don't. I don't eat it.
I'll have dairy, but not a lot. When I have dairy, it's before. Usually, it might be before I go work out or afterwards because I've used up a lot of my glycogen stores in my body, and otherwise, I don't have a lot of dairy because it's just because my body can store some of that lactose as fat because it can't break it down fast enough, and it has to convert that lactose into glucose to be broken down.
I mean, once you start really doing this, you're going to see what your body responds to better. Like, my body, if I eat too many apples, I'll start gaining weight. It's ridiculous. But I could eat 500 pounds of strawberries a day and it would never affect me. It's a very trial and error. Like, you have to... wow, is that why I crave nuts and avocados? Low estrogen from taking menopause or from...
Yeah, it could be, fat, like say, when I'm working with someone in menopause, when I did, I definitely increased the fat intake. But there again, you gotta be real careful because you don't want a lot of carbohydrates with that. Because that was my thing. So many people think, oh, it's fat. It's good for me. And they're eating one whole avocado is like
that's 30... the thing. When I go high fat, I don't have many carbs. Like when I start dropping my calories because I want to start looking better in like a swimsuit this summer, I will start dropping my carbs. And right now I probably have 160 to 175 carbs a day because I'm not as concerned with, what I look like under my clothes. And once I start trying to get better, I will up my fat and drop the carbs down to probably about, 100 a day?
Yeah.
I'll probably drop it to about 100
And,
versus
and we do
175.
cycle that sometimes. So say maybe one day she's at 100, maybe one day she's at 80, maybe one day she's
I'm
at
so
200.
glad, Joanna. That makes me happy.
One day she might be at 200. So when I was trying to get my leanest, I mean, for me personally, I might have I would take in 250 grams of carbs one day. The next day might be 200. The next day might be 180. Then at least once a week, I was taking in about 500 carbs a day to actually increase leptin levels. So here's another thing. Oh, there's so much. If you suppress and keep your carbs too low for too long, your leptin levels will start dropping. Leptin is it's a hormone in the body that kind of tells your body to.
I can tell we're losing
okay.
people. I don't know why.
But yeah, leptin is you don't want to suppress it because it can keep your body from burning fat. So low carbs can suppress leptin. So there again, at least once a week, and she does this now. At least once a week,
yeah,
you want
we
to
have
a splurge day, and you push those carbs high to.
Our splurge days are very different.
Yeah.
Can I just tell you? He can eat, if I make like something, a dessert like in a 9x13 pan or something, he literally can eat the whole entire pan and never gain weight. I think he probably, how many calories do you honestly think you have on your splurge day?
Probably about 10,000, maybe 15,000.
Probably 15,000.
Yeah.
I have 3,000, just so you know. I have 3,000 calories on my splurge day. Just a yoga, it's probably not enough to lose. I mean, it depends on what your diet is like with that. Do I measure my food? Absolutely. And I don't just measure it like in a cup measure, but that's something that like Chad will probably tell you once you get to the point you want to be at, you don't need to measure it anymore, but I weigh everything that I eat. He eyeballs it. I can't trust my eyeballs.
For me, I've done it for so long. I've been training now since I was 13, so almost 30 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been working out, so I kind of know.
What's the minimum carb intake you should eat daily?
Well,
and that's going to differ from everybody.
Yeah, so. I mean, I wouldn't do anything too consistently. If it was going, if I'm not a big fan of low carb diets, I'm not a fan of high carb diets either. So what I would do personally, let's say if I had a female, I might say, okay, Monday we're going to have you on 150 carbs. Then Tuesday we're going to go down to 120. Wednesday we're going to go down to 100 grams of carbs. We might then Thursday we might go to 150 again. Friday we might drop it to 120 or 100. Then Saturday,
saying we talked about.
I know. Then Saturday I might say on Saturday I want her to taking in 250 to 300 grams of carbohydrates to stimulate the metabolism again to push it back up. So
okay, so everybody's asking if we can do a series and go in depth because Heather says we talk too fast and it's too much information, and that's probably true. So what I'm going to do is, since we've been on here an hour, I'm going to tell you really quick what I do to work out, and then we're going to cut this off, and we can take more questions from y'all. If y'all want to give, I don't know, suggestions, we will more than likely do that. Do another live if we have people interested, but we're losing watchers because I know sometimes it's 10:30 on the East Coast. It's getting late. But I know it's a lot to take in too, so it can be a little overwhelming. So real quick, I work out 5 times a week. I will do 3 days of lifting. So I will do arms, like biceps and triceps one day, and 30 minutes of cardio. I will do legs one day and probably 15 to 20 minutes of cardio. I don't do super heavy cardio on leg day. On my shoulder and back day, I will do 30 minutes of cardio, and then I will do a day of Taebo, which is 60 minutes of straight cardio, and then I will do a day of just cardio at my house.
We'll have to figure out
what the whole 30. We'll have to look into that because honestly, we don't know much about that.
Yeah.
Okay, part 2. All right, so that is like kind of the overview. I do work out 5 days a week, and can't wait to hear more about that. Okay. So if y'all have any suggestions of what you want, like specific lives to be about, because I know this was a lot of information, but I also know that a lot of y'all have been asking for it, then please don't hesitate to ask or let me know, even if you have to like message me on Instagram or whatever. I love Taebo. Girl, I do too. And Billy Blank's daughter lives here, and she owns the gym that I do Taebo at. He is amazing. I've done a class with him. A daily menu for female. Low carb for 6 weeks. I felt the worst I've ever felt in my life. Losing weight. Thanks so much. Okay. Can't even get a display. No, Beverly, I get it. You're so welcome, Valley Girl. I think it was fun. I love interacting with y'all. I hope y'all got something out of it because I know we can be really overwhelming. And it's like when I start really talking about makeup. When you start talking about something you're super passionate about, you can get a little intense. Like,
Yeah.
and so he can get a little intense,
Yeah.
and he knows so much that it can be like,
Yeah,
it's 12 years and I'm still learning.
Well,
so.
I could probably do like one session on the glycemic index, maybe do it for like 30 minutes, just because.
Yeah, we'll definitely touch on that. So
yeah,
I'll start
there's
making
so
notes.
much out
Y'all
there.
message me on Instagram, comment on any of my YouTube videos. We're going to figure out how to, the gym plan, I'll do that. I'm going to figure out how to keep this on here so y'all can go back to if you want to. Can you press Mandy overhead as an outro? Can you press me overhead as an outro?
Oh. My back's so bad.
He does have a bad back,
yeah,
so y'all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to rewatch as I came in late. Okay, awesome, Heather. And I'm sorry we talked so fast.
And
I really wanted this to be beneficial for y'all. It's
and
just...
I really, because I want to structure it more to where they kind of really have an idea of, because I'm so afraid you guys still may not know how to structure your meals.
It's so hard. So we'll do a meal structure. We'll do a glycemic index. Yeah. I really think he should just start a channel, but Lord knows he does not have time.
Yeah, I stay really busy. But like every meal, it's a protein, carbohydrate, and a fat. I tell people when you're building a house, you got to have wood, or you got to have lumber, you got to have energy, and you got to have insulation.
He's about to start on a roll again. We got to quit.
Yeah, so
we got to quit. Right. Need what I eat in a day. Okay. Bye, y'all. Thank you so much for watching.
Yep, thanks.
I love y'all so much.
And if you don't follow her,
well, he does. They do.
I know they follow her, but tell other people.
He's the type that will tell people at Kroger.
Yes.
She has a YouTube video. I'm like,
I see these people. I see how good she is at her videos, and I see people that have like 100,000 followers. I'm like, what are they doing to get them? Because I think she's awesome, guys. I really do. And so I'm like, we need to help her find a way to spread the word. Spread the word. Spread the love.
Thank you, guys.
Guys, we appreciate it too.
Have a great night. Love y'all too. Bye.
See you guys. Oh, we gotta go.
Wait.
Yeah, we're learning this stuff. You guys get to see the behind the scenes stuff. Oh, right here it is. All right. Thanks, guys.
That's where I was going to. Bye.
See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya.